Hello Internet! Today we are going to have a look at the second game I played in the Players' Cup 2. Now if you didn't see yesterday's video, you have to go and watch that. I don't know how I won that. Well, you know, no you win conditions. But in this game, my opponent has got something else that I really do not want to see. Like if you saw any of the streams leading up to this tournament, or the video that I put out on the Friday on Showdown, you will know how low my confidence was going into this tournament, and you will know that really above everything else, the one thing that I really did not want to see was a stack attacker. Which you can't go through a tournament just not seeing a stack attacker because it's such a common Pokemon. But I was hoping that maybe I wouldn't get so many. I don't know. But here we go, round 2. The opponent has got a stack attacker. This is how the game went. Yeah. And not just stack attacker, but redirection and stack attacker. All those streams, all those videos, whatever, of me complaining about Indeedian stack attacker just literally, beating me. I did have a bit of a plan if there was going to be an Indeedian stack attacker. And because there isn't any psychic terrain here, I thought, maybe I can do something. Because I know he's got Rage Powder on the Volcarona, there's a Focus Sash on there as well. I know he's got Trick Room and Protect on the stack attacker. There's the Moltres as well. I know that is the Water Urshifu, the Rapid Strike one. And I think that is a Choice Banded Rillaboom, so I know that hasn't got Fake Out. Because it's got, a bunch of other moves. I think it was this one anyway. But still, like, the Moltres is threatening for the Chandelure. The Urshifu is threatening for the Chandelure. The stack attacker itself is threatening for the Chandelure. But I have to bring the Chandelure in order to stop him from Trick Rooming. And I'm going to go with Whimsicott here as well too, with Nihilego because it's very good against the Moltres, and the Glacier in the back if I'm hitting first. And who else do I put in? I think I'm debating between the other three. Between Urshifu and Thundurus, I think. But yeah, I go with Thundurus just because I have got an extra way now to hit the stack attacker, and another way to hit the Moltres as well. And Rillaboom isn't that threatening towards it. So, okay. Like, I know that even if they lead with, the Volcarona, I'm kind of expecting the Volcarona and Stack Attacker, to be honest. But I know that even if they do lead with that, I can stop the Trick Room. Because, and here we go, they do exactly lead with that. Because they will probably anticipate me to go for an Imprison, because I have got Imprison on this Chandelure. So I imagine they're just going to double attack here. I didn't know if they were going to Dynamax the stack attacker or not, but I thought they're just going to Rock Slide here and just going to go for whatever attack with the Volcarona. So instead, because they can't Rage Powder Whimsicott's attacks, I do put the eject button on their Chandelure, and because on their stack attacker rather, and because Chandelure has got the only spread attack I've got on this team, I can ignore any kind of Rage Powder that they might go for, and as long as I hit this Heat Wave, just eject the Stack Attacker out there. So, okay, turn 1 has gone pretty well. I have denied the Trick Room. The Stack Attacker is in the back, but if they've got Moltres, if they've got Urshifu, it's just going to come in and threaten the Chandelure. But, at least Chandelure has kind of done its job right now. At least I've got some kind of say in how we play this game now. So let's see what they do bring in. They're taking the time. They bring in... Oh, wow. Yeah, what a game yesterday. Okay, so finally, they bring in the Rapid Strike Urshifu. So this is the Water Urshifu. And now, I've got options, like I can... Because I know that they can't... Trick Room here. I could go for a Tailwind, but the only thing that really would get me is my Chandelure would move before the Urshifu. I know that they have got Aqua Jet on this Urshifu as well, which I do need to bear in mind, and the Mystic Water, so it is slightly boosted too. And so I'm thinking, okay, maybe Tailwinding isn't... Oh, am I Tailwinding? Yeah, I'm thinking Tailwinding maybe isn't the best option, because I don't really get a whole lot from that. And, Urshifu is a fighting type. I can just go for a Moonblast into it and threaten it, since that will be threatening my Nihilego in the back. So, yeah, instead I just go for a Heat Wave and a Moonblast, just in case they don't target the Chandelure, and the double potentially, even though both of these are at -1 special attack, could maybe get get the Urshifu because it hasn't got a very good special defense. So yeah, the Moonblast still does a lot of damage there to the Urshifu. The Volcarona that we saw was fast, does actually just attack this turn, does knock out the Whimsicott. And you got to imagine the Urshifu is going for the Rapid Strikes into the Chandelure to knock that out as well. So, like, I'm thinking, okay, well, you know, he has just knocked out both my Pokemon, but still, he hasn't got Trick Room up, and I have got 2 really good threats that I can start boosting up in the back. I've got Nihilego and Thundurus in the back, so I'm feeling okay at this point. I'm thinking, okay, well, you know, if he doesn't protect or whatever, I can just bring Nihilego in, bring Thundurus in, go for a Max Airstream into the Volcarona, knock it out, Meteor Beam, you know, I should survive. I'm believing my Nihilego anyway survives an Aqua Jet with the Mystic Water on from the Urshifu. So, like, I'm thinking, yeah, just Airstream into that, Meteor Beam into that, and then, you know, whatever, you know, he can't stop me from just Superpowering or Max Max Knuckling into the Stack Attack in the next turn. But it was a little bit too late by the time I'd put my moves in before I thought, well, actually, the way he wins this game is getting the Trick Room up, and the way he wins the game is by keeping his Volcarona safe. Now, I need to knock the Volcarona out here, because if I knock the Urshifu out, it's just going to be able to go for a Rage Powder during a Trick Room. So what I should have done here, like, yeah, and it was probably about at that point that I realised my mistake. Because I'm just going for the straightforward attack here. Of course he's not going to protect the Chandelure. Of course he is rather going to protect the Chandelure. And get that safe Rage Powder off. So yeah, what I should have done here was just go for a Wild Charge into the Urshifu and go for a Meteor Beam Power Gem. Or actually, go for the Dynamax Rock Attack into the Volcarona. Because if he goes for a Rage Powder, then okay, I get the Wild Charge into the Volcarona. I'm probably knock it out, I think. Would it have knocked it out? A Wild Charge? I would have had to hope so. I'm not sure, actually. I mean, he was Timid Max Speed. So, or at least he was Max Speed, because he was faster than my Chandelure. But yeah, I should have gone for the Wild Charge into that. Dynamax the... Yeah, should have gone for the Wild Charge into the Urshifu and Dynamax and Nihilego here, so that even if it did protect with the Volcarona, I'm knocking it out through the Protect there. That is absolutely what I should have done. Worst case scenario there is, if he does go for a Rage Powder, then hopefully the Wild Charge still knocks out the Volcarona, and then, because Nihilego is still faster than the Urshifu, I can just knock that out with a Meteor Beam or whatever as well, and still be in a very good position. That would have needed Wild Charge to knock the Volcarona out, though. The Volcarona was faster than my Chandelure, which is almost modest max speed, so you know it did need, and it was Sash as well, which makes me think it was probably just 252 speed, 252 special attack. So Wild Charge with the Life Orb, maybe I think probably would have got it there. I think what he should have done there is go for the Protect and the Rapid Strikes into my Nihilego, because then if my Wild Charge actually doesn't knock out the Volcarona, my Nihilego's attack isn't then redirected into the Urshifu, because we saw I did survive the Aqua Jet there, but yeah, but I wouldn't have survived the Surging Strikes, obviously. Yeah, the Aqua Jet was a bit of a misplay, I think, by the opponent there. Unless they really wanted, like, chip damage on me, but I don't think it really mattered at this point. Because, just like I'm saying, yeah, they can just go for the Rage Powder. I just go for the Fist there, just hoping, you know, for whatever reason, my opponent, I don't know, passes out and doesn't go for a Rage Powder. and, yeah, I mean, the game is over now. I'm at +1 special attack with the Nihilego, but we go for the Power Gem. With a critical hit, it may be, yeah, with a critical hit, I might have even got the Stack Attacker there. So, yeah, like, I'm kicking myself, because already I'm thinking, you know, I'm so nervous, I'm so stressed, I've got so much stress on myself for this tournament, and I've already made a bad move. Like, I'm really annoyed at myself now, because I know that, like, I potentially had this game, especially going, you know, because he went for the Aqua Jet with the Urshifu there, and the Protect on the Volcarona. Like, of course he's going to protect the Volcarona. Like, if he doesn't protect the Volcarona, I can literally just go for the Max Airstream, knock it out, and whatever attack from Nihilego and knock the Urshifu out. I literally just knock out both of his Pokemon if he doesn't protect there. He has to protect the Volcarona, and the only way I can knock the Volcarona out is Dynamaxing my Nihilego and going for a Rockfall into it. So yeah, like it's so obvious. It's so obvious looking back what to do, but I just like and I saw it. Like I saw what to do, but just out of time as well, just without the time to go back and put those moves in, because just a wild charge into the, like, okay, he goes for an Aqua Jet into the Nihilego, fine, whatever, I survive. I go for a wild charge into the, especially because, like, I'm Dynamax now, it would do, like, 40% to me. A wild charge knocks out the Urshifu, a Dynamax Rockfall knocks out the Volcarona there, and now he brings in the Stack Attacker and the Glacier. I suppose the game isn't over at that point, but I'm looking much, much better, because now I can go for Max Knuckle, and now we did get that Heatwave damage on the Stack Attacker, really, didn't we? So I'm thinking a Max Knuckle with the Life Orb probably does knock out the Stack Attacker. And Nihilego doesn't have the special attack boost because we didn't go for the Meteor Beam in this hypothetical situation that I should have done. So yeah, maybe a Dynamax Glacier was still going to win there. Maybe that's, I don't know, how much does a Rockfall from like a Meteor Beam do to a Glacier when Dynamaxed? I'm not entirely sure about that, because I'm pretty sure he wasn't Assault Vested on the Glacier there. So maybe it would have come down to, it would have come down to a bit of a 50-50, I think, on that last turn. If I made the right moves earlier, I would have either gone for a Knuckle into the Stack Attacker and knocked it out, and a Rockfall bang into the Glacier and done a lot of damage, and then I would have hoped that the superpower from a +1 Life Orb, because was that last turn of my Dynamax? Either a Knuckle or a superpower from +1 Life Orb Thunderous into the Glacier would knock it out from where the Max Rockfall left it. So that was one scenario of the 50-50. The other scenario of the 50-50 was I go for the Rockfall and I'm not Dynamaxing the blooming Thunderous in this scenario, am I? Stupid Barry. Yeah, the other scenario is in which case I'm actually threatening more damage on the Stack Attacker, because, Superpower is more powerful than, of course, Superpower, if I'm Dynamaxing the Nihilego, Superpower is always just going to knock out the Stack Attacker. Like, I can see it's Life Orb, it's not Chopple Berry or whatever. So, okay, rewind. Scenario 1 in the 50-50 is I go for the Superpower into the Stack Attacker, knock it out, and then a Rockfall into the Glacier, and then hope that the next Superpower can knock the Glacier out. I'm not sure if it would, actually, so maybe that wouldn't have been the play. Or I call him to protect the Stack Attacker, the other side of the 50-50 here. I call him to protect the Stack Attacker, and I go for a Superpower and a Rockfall into the Glacier, and hope that knocks it out as well, because I haven't got the debuff on Thunderous at that point as well. So, I'm just like even if I made the right move there, just because Stack Attacker is like a big threat, and Trick Room and Glacier really, such a big threat for the team, it wouldn't have necessarily been a win, but I was really annoyed at myself because I made a bad move. Like, I knew I needed to Dynamax an Nihilego to eliminate the Volcarona there, so I'm really kicking myself at this point. And I'm thinking now, well, yes, I can deny Trick Room by just doing the same thing again, but, he is maybe wise to my plans now, even though, it's open team sheet and everything, he clearly didn't anticipate me swapping the eject button onto his Stack Attacker game 1. So, now we've got some mind games. What's going to happen? And, I think I just put everything exactly the same. I think I lead, again, Chandelure and Whimsicott, with the same Pokemon in the back, because I'm thinking, well, okay, if the game plays out the same, I'm just going to not be an idiot this time. I'm just going to knock the Volcarona out, and we'll be, at least in a better situation there, won't we? But now, again, I know he's got Protect on the Stack Attacker. What he can do here is go for a Protect and a Struggle Bug from Volcarona and get rid of my eject button. And then, outside of Imprison, I guess, I can't stop him from going for a Trick Room. So, we've got mind games here. We've got big mind games. Like, this turn 1, potentially, can go a long way to making or breaking the game for us. So what do? I go for a Heat Wave, no Imprison, and I don't go for a Switcheroo. I anticipate him to protect his Stack Attacker, else I'm just going to do the same thing to him again. And he does. So, okay. Starting to get the brain juices working a little bit again. I've actually got a turn 1 play right. And now, again, I can deny the Trick Room next turn, but mind games again. And we get, we break the sash on Volcarona as well, which is nice. We've still got our eject button on Whimsicott. And now we're kind of in the same position as the turn 1 of last game, but he can't, unless he goes for a double protect, he can't protect the stack attacker now, so that protect mind game is kind of out of the question. So I'm thinking, okay, let's just go for it then. Let's just do the same as I did turn 1 of last game. It worked out alright for us, put us into a position that I feel like we should have won from. And they actually withdraw the stack attacker. So, yeah, and this is one of the problems with this team, because I'm so desperate with this team to deny Trick Room. Like, I don't have an answer to Trick Room when it's gone up, really. They can just make a really straightforward, really, really simple play like that, because I'm forced to do that, really. And they bring the Urshifu in, okay, I get the eject button on, take the Mystic Water off, ooh, wonderful. And I've hit the Heat Wave here, I'm just going to eject the Urshifu back into Stack Attacker. And now I can't use the eject button again, and now the only way that I can deny the Trick Room is going for Imprison. But again, they could just call that, they could just attack, they could just go for a Rock Slide, couldn't they? I can't knock them out. If I go for a Heat Wave, Moonblast into the Stack Attacker, whatever, I'm not going to do any damage to it after these Struggle Bugs. So, like, they don't actually have to get Trick Room here. Like, they could literally just Rock Slide and knock my Pokemon out. So I'm thinking what I can do. Have I got any options here? Like, I'm thinking, well, I've got Nihilego and Thunderous in the back. The only situation I'm feeling I have some way to win this game is if I do go for the Imprison, because I have to deny the Trick Room, and hope that they knock the Whimsicott out, because then I'll get like a switch into something, maybe. But then still, they've still got the Rage Powder, haven't they? And this is why redirection, like Stack Attacker alone isn't an issue, obviously, because I've got lots of fighting attacks on my team. But Stack Attacker and redirection is such an issue for this team. So I'm actually swapping the Whimsicott into the Nihilego here, hoping. Okay, yeah. So what I'm doing then is I'm going for the Imprison to deny any Trick Rooms. And I'm also kind of hoping that, okay, if he doesn't still Trick Room, maybe he goes for a Rock Slide instead and knocks out my Chandelure, because then I will get maybe a free switch into my Thunderous, and then I don't know what I'd even be able to do there, because the Imprison would be gone, and Thunderous is faster than Nihilego, so, I can't get a superpower into the Stack Attacker. So, okay, now, yeah, and this is, I'm having bad flashbacks again. And now, okay, they did actually go for the Trick Room. I did kind of call that turn correctly. I got the Imprison, they did try and Trick Room, but now my Nihilego is threatening their Volcarona. I need to knock their Volcarona out, so, and they know how important their Volcarona is, so I just go for a Power Gem into it. What the hell was that, Barry? Like, I was thinking, like, they're obviously going to protect the Volcarona here and just knock me out with the Stack Attacker, aren't they? Clearly. Yeah, they protect. And I was half anticipating them to Dynamax their Stack Attacker, actually. But they do go for a Rock Slide, which does knock the Whimsicott out, but doesn't actually knock the Nihilego out there. So, yes, the physical bulk Nihilego is showing off there, clearly. But we're not good. We're really not good here. We are really not good. I swapped the Chandelure out, I guess because I knew they were going to go for a Rock Slide, but now my Imprison Lock is gone again. I could go for another Imprison Lock here just to deny the Trick Room. Yeah, maybe I have to, don't I? Because again, if Trick Room goes up, I lose the game. I literally lose the game if Trick Room goes up. So I have to Imprison to stop the Trick Room, and I have to use my Nihilego to try and knock the Volcarona out. Because, okay, hopefully, like, best case scenario here is I Imprison, they try to Trick Room or whatever, and they leave the Volcarona in and I knock it out. That's the best case scenario. Or, if they don't try and Trick Room, they miss their Rock Slides, or at least they miss the Rock Slide on Nihilego. That's the best case scenario, and that's really what I'm hoping for. But they're smart again, and they swap the Volcarona out. They know that keeping the Volcarona safe is how they win the game. So Power Gem does nothing. Heat Wave does a decent amount of damage actually to the Stack Attacker. I wonder if another Heat Wave would have knocked it out. The burn on the Urshifu is pointless there, and the Rock Slide does hit. So yeah, like if they'd missed the rock slide on the chandelier there, actually, maybe we could have done something. But now the game is just over, isn't it? The game, well, literally the game is over. Or is it? Because the stack attacker is low. I've still got my Dynamax left. The Urshifu is actually burnt from that heat wave. Their Volcarona is quite low as well. And I've not seen what they've got in the back. But if it's not Glastrier, then maybe I have still got a chance here. So I didn't just forfeit this turn. I thought, okay, let's try and play this out. And I'm thinking... Well, I mean, I'm thinking they probably protect the stack attacker here, don't they? And either sacrifice the Urshifu to get a free swap into the Volcarona, or they just swap the Volcarona in here as they protect the stack attacker. So I'm really, really close to going for an Airstream. As you can see, I'm thinking about it there. Really close to going for an Airstream, just there, into the Urshifu, thinking the Volcarona is going to come in and it's going to protect the stack attacker. But I kind of bottle out last minute and think, well, even if they do protect the stack attacker, I might be able to knock it out through protect still. So, okay, here's my Dynamax. The Volcarona is going to be very annoying here. But the Urshifu in the back is kind of gone, really, isn't it? Because it's slower than my Thundurus here, and it is burnt, so an Aqua Jet's not going to do a whole lot of damage. So I don't really have to worry about that. And they don't protect. Okay. Which is fine for them. Like, okay, I've knocked out that blooming annoying stack attacker, but because... And it was a win-win scenario for them there, really, wasn't it? Because if, yeah, okay, let's say I knock the Volcarona out as it swaps in, then the stack attacker just gets the Trick Room, and they have got Glastrier in the back, and they win the game. If I do knock the stack attacker out, as I did there, then they've still got the Volcarona, and so they can redirect, and they can just one-shot me with this Glastrier. So, yeah, I mean, I should forfeit the... I mean, I know the game is over at this point. The game is absolutely over, but, yeah, just because I thought, well, alright, let's make this video a little bit longer. Let's make anyone who, you know, looks at the runtime of it and, you know, at the beginning and assumes that, like, you know, it doesn't go to a third game or something, maybe makes them think twice. So here we go. This is just wasted time, really. But yeah, I've lost the game. I'm pretty annoyed at myself. I'm very annoyed at myself, actually. Mostly because of the move game one. I knew that I needed to knock the Volcarona out. A Max Rockfall into the Volcarona was absolutely the move. And a Wild Charge into the thing as well. Because, you know, again, let's say I did do that. Yeah, it would have been the stack attacker, the Glastrier against my my Thundurus and my Dynamax, Nihilego. And yeah, we've been through those two scenarios, haven't we? 50-50. Either I would have either I would have doubled into the Glastrier expecting the stack attacker to protect, or I would have just attacked into the stack attacker expecting it not to protect. And yeah, it would have been a very close game either way, depending on rolls, maybe critical hits. I might have needed. I'm not entirely sure, but it would have been close. But yeah, like I'm annoyed. I've just lost the game. But I knew coming into this that I was weak to stack attacker, especially stack attacker with redirection. And yeah, game one, I'm annoyed at myself. Game two, I called the turn one right. You know, I did deny the Trick Room turn one. I denied the Trick Room turn two, and they made the smart move by bringing the Urshifu in on the switcheroo that I was kind of forced to do, wasn't I? So yeah, and this is one of the reasons why I'm just not like I've really lost my confidence with this team. Like it literally just loses to any form of Trick Room pressure, doesn't it? So yeah, okay, I've lost the game. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed at myself for that game one. Because I think, well, you know, even if we take it to a game three, at least I've got some kind of chance. You know, my opponent could mess up some way. Because really, it's almost an auto win for them, isn't it, really, with what they've got. So, yeah, I thought maybe I could have took it to a game three, you know, by winning the first game. But, yeah, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. So I hope you're happy. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Please like the video and share, and follow me on Twitch and Twitter, and join the Patreon if you would like to as well. But join me for the next game tomorrow. So thank you very much for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed it. Goodbye for now.